Agua.
We are back with part 2 of I Show Speed, a very famous live streamer whom I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about this man. I could walk past this man in the streets of New York City. I'd probably be like, that guy looks familiar. But then I would never think about it again. I'd be like, I don't know how I know that man, but he looks a little familiar. And then I would completely forget about it until he went to China. This guy goes to China. He starts live streaming there. And I heard about it. I heard little tidbits of here's what Chinese people think about it. Here are all the people getting canceled because he's going to China. And I was like, I don't know. That seems very complicated. That seems dramatic. I don't even think I want to watch. And then I started watching and then I became addicted. And then Tiffany started watching the whole entire live stream and she was like, this is very interesting. This is what Americans feel about China. And I'm like, I'm American. I've been telling you about China. And she's like, no, this is good. This is cool. And so this is part 2. I feel like in part 1, it was wholesome. It was cute.
Oh my God.
He goes to China. All the fans come up to him. He's getting fed food. There were a few instances where I was like, I don't know why these people are saying such weird things.
I'm racist. You're racist?
Yes. But I Show Speed handled it with very high EQ and everything was rosies, daisies, and fucking peonies. Part 2 is not that. Part 2 is not that at all. Part 2 is everybody's getting their ass canceled in China, in America, like everywhere. Everybody starts getting canceled.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. So, welcome.
I thought we were talking about Uncle.
Oh, yeah. Uncle's great. But lots of other people are not great. Lots of other people. I didn't even know there were so many people that were causing such a stir in China. But we're just going to get into it. We're talking about the Unc. Speed at this point has gone through multiple different cities in China. He's tried different foods. He's realized that they call him hypothyroidism, bro. Yeah, that's his nickname in China. He's ran with it. He went to a temple. He wanted to become a monk. He got the iron body, so they're hitting him with sticks and he's withstanding it. He tries to tip the monk and I was like, I don't know if this is like an Uber lesson. Like you can't just like tip people and then like buy the kids candy. He got some, Kung Fu tea. He did all of these things and he's going from city to city. And I feel like every day of his live streams starts amping up more. The first day was already hectic. By like the third day, everywhere he goes, there is a crowd. He is causing traffic everywhere he goes.
Like I started 2 minutes ago.
People are hunting him down. I think they call it stream sniping or something. It's like where you watch someone's IRL streams and you're like trying to figure out where they are and then you hunt them down and then you chase after them. Is that advisable? No. But people are doing it. And the first time that Unc makes an appearance, I was waiting for him too because I was watching TikToks. I saw viral clips of Unc and I loved Unc. And that was like the main reason I even wanted to watch his live streams. And so I knew exactly what I was looking for. This is a middle-aged, I want to say maybe 50s, middle-aged Chinese man. Very limited English.
Hey, Speed! It's me, Chongqing. We are brother. This is Goose. In Chengdu, eat. 我听说你在车上说我们这个非美式荣昌螺非常的好吃，今天来到重庆，又给你重新带了一只。我希望你能把一整只吃完，我还给你准备了一个大大的惊喜，你敢挑战吗？
But he's like that wholesome vibe. So he's wearing this very traditional red and green floral cotton jacket. And immediately he sticks out in a crowd. He's like an arm's length away from Speed. Speed's managers are like pushing people to the side. The bodyguards, remember them? They're nicknamed Biggie and Pretty in China. One of them is nicknamed Pretty because he got caught on a beauty cam filter where it just like warped his face into an ET, like V-shaped, perfect chin. And so they called him Pretty. They became famous in their own right. So they made their own Red Notebook accounts.
小红书.
Yeah, they made their own 小红书. So Unc is like, come. And he's like stretching out his arm. And finally, Speed is like, okay, what's in your hand? And he sees it's a whole braised goose inside of a plastic bag, like a rotisserie chicken, but a goose. don't judge. The fact that we put rotisserie chickens in plastic bags is also weird. Okay, so he's like, let me give you a bite of this. Speed looks a little bit confused. Unk is getting a little bit nervous. He also ends up, he's so nervous that he calls the goose a chicken, but that's okay. And so he's trying to feed Speed the goose, and he's like explaining that this goose is from his hometown in
Rongchen.
Yeah, that's his hometown. And he's like saying it, he's shouting it in his dialect, like it's like that hometown pride. He's like, try my chicken. It's a goose. And he's like, just please give it a try, bro. Please, just give it a try. Please, this is like the best goose. It's braised Speed. Like, welcome to China. Welcome to Chongqing. But like, please, this is from my hometown. Please give the goose a try.
What the f*** did you man, what the f***? Go get me a hole,
And so this is Unk's first time showing up with a fucking goose. So some people call him Uncle Goose in China. That's what they call him in China. I don't know what they call him in America. I think we just call him Unk in America. And so the bodyguards are like trying to push him to the side. But Speed is like, you know what? Let me take a bite of what I think is braised chicken, but it's braised goose. And then he's like, is it spicy? Is it spicy? And he's like, no spicy. So he already knows Speed cannot handle spice at all whatsoever. There is one clip of Speed where he does eat something spicy and he's like throwing up on the ground. And some people try to use it as like Americans are disgusting and vile and like we should never be able to travel outside of the country. I will say, was it a little melodramatic? Yes. Could he have handled it better? Yes. But like also...
He threw up though.
Okay, he was like spitting out stuff. Some people thought it was really rude. But I will say most Chinese netizens were actually more understanding than American netizens. Like American netizens were like, this is actually filthy and disgusting and like you should be ashamed of yourself. And they were like just commenting some vile shit. And then I was like, oh, like Tiffany, were Chinese netizens really mad? And they were like, no, they just thought it was interesting. He cannot eat any spice. Like none. So
Not that deep?
I mean, they were like not offended though. They just thought like, wow, he really was not lying about he cannot eat spice. And so he's like, I know you can't eat spice. Please eat it.
重庆中场不是故事啊，是你的意志啊。Oh yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Yes, yes. 打我肩了，打我肩了。Get me home. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to China. Welcome to Chongqing. Bro.
So he eats it and he's like, good, bye, moving on. And I was like, that's it? I've heard so much about Unk. He's just gone. Speed moves on and he's in Chongqing. This is Cyberpunk City.
Oof.
You have seen the TikToks. Tiffany went. She said, never get into a taxi at Chongqing. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, so I was in a taxi in Chongqing and they call it the Lamborghini taxi.
No, they call it yellow Ferrari.
Yellow
Ferrari.
Yeah, and I was like, is it a Ferrari? Because like I know in Dubai they have like Lamborghini. And she's like, no. And she said the whole time you're in the back, it doesn't matter if you have 3 seatbelts on.
All the taxi driver driving like a Ferrari.
Yeah, and she said it was insane. The city is open 24/7. She said, I went to go eat hot pot 5 a.m. My mistake. She goes and eats hot pot 5 a.m. She said everything was so chili oil spicy. And let me tell you, Tiffany can handle the spice. She can. She couldn't eat 2 bites. She said her stomach was a rumbling and grumbling. So she sat there while her friends finished eating the hot pot. And then she's like, I gotta go back. I gotta go to the hotel. They get into the yellow Ferrari and she's like, I'm gonna throw up. She said it was the most beautiful but most insane city. She said, I don't know how people live there full time and they can think clearly. She said, I could not think for a second. I was like, I don't know where I am. This is the city where everyone's like, let's see if we're on the ground floor. They're never on the ground floor. Spoiler alert. Speed does the same thing. He's like, guys, I think we made it to the ground floor. And then his friend is like, look over the railing. They're on the 50th floor. I don't understand this. I don't understand how the city is set up. There is a building, a residential building where the subway drives through the building.
Because the whole city is like mountains. So everything is built on top of different mountains. So there's like a tons of different layers. There's like different dimensions. Does that make sense? So it's like you think you're on this ground floor, but you're just on this mountain's floor. And then it will drop down to all the way down there. So the whole city is like a mountain.
Do people who live in Chongqing,
Yeah.
do they know where they live?
Well, I'm sure, right?
Like, but do they know the city?
I'm
Because you know how
sure.
when people live in New York, you know
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
But like Chongqing, how long does it take to know the city?
That's a good question, you know?
I feel like I would use all my brain power. I was telling my sister this.
What I wonder is how the does GPS work?
Oh yeah.
You know how GPS tells you take right. This one is like take right, go up, go forward, go down, and then go to the right and go up. Like it's 3 dimensions.
Oh
it's
my God.
no longer 2 dimensions.
So if you take a yellow Ferrari, do you have to switch yellow Ferraris?
That's true,
Because
huh?
are they all
How do they go up
connected?
and down?
Exactly.
Holy shit, that's a good question. How do they go up and down?
Ex-
Have you seen the escalator to go to subways? It's like freaking 15 minutes. You just keep
Yes.
going down, 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 down.
Oh yes. Very terrifying. What happens if the escalator is broken and you're late to work?
Yeah,
Do you
that's
tell
true.
the boss the escalator was broken? Would it be on the news?
See,
Would he
going
believe
down,
you?
going down,
Yeah.
that's okay. But going
up?
up, oh.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. And then my head gets really dark, but I'm not going to go there because I'm like, never mind. Let's say your dog goes missing. How do you find your dog? That would stress me out.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments if you guys have been to Chongqing, if you know friends that live in Chongqing. If not, I'm going to be like, Tiffany, can you look up? I'm going to be standing, breathing down her like, okay, so ask if... Okay, now he goes to Chongqing. And if you don't know, Speed's favorite person in the entire world is Cristiano Ronaldo. The GOAT. One of the GOATs. I don't know. I feel like I'm starting a war. I can't even say anything. You know who he is. And so he's been walking around with his little jersey on. He's been doing all these things. He loves Ronaldo. He loves this man. And so he's exploring Chongqing. He actually sees a guy wearing soccer gear and a paper-made Messi mask. I didn't know this. I don't know if this is true. But people who like Ronaldo don't like Messi. I don't know. I don't know if it's Speed. I don't know if this is a generic thing, but Speed looks offended. He looks disgusted. He's looking at the guy in the mask and he's coming up to him and he's like, oh no, I can't have this. Now you're taunting me because my favorite person in the world is Ronaldo. Like, this is disgusting. And then he rips off the paper Messi mask and it's Ronaldo. It's
What?
Ronaldo, the world-renowned, famous football player,
No,
but the Chinese version. So you know how we in China we have Elon Musk in America. Well, we don't claim him, but like there is Elon Musk in America.
Yeah,
but
there's
in
Elon
China,
Ma.
yes, yes. What did you call him?
Elon Ma.
I'm Elon Musk.
Is he AI or is that real? Is that like some sort of AI technology deepfake, or is that a real man walking around looking like that?
It's Elon Ma.
I love you.
Okay, you're right. So this is Chinese Ronaldo. What do you guys call Ronaldo in Chinese?
罗纳尔多，
Okay, so this is Ronaldo.
罗纳尔多，
Okay, that what?
罗纳尔多。
Lona Ardo.
Yeah.
Lana Ardo. So this is Chinese Lana Del Rey. Oh my god, this boy, bro, what the fuck? This is Chinese Lana Del Rey. Speed is repeatedly questioning, like, what's happening? Like, what are you doing in China, Ronaldo? Like, what is going on right now? And then right next to him, another person turns around. What y'all call Messi? What do you guys call Messi?
梅西，
And it's Chinese Messi. Okay? And there's even the Korean soccer player, but Chinese. I don't know what you guys call him.
Oh, I don't know him. No, I don't know his Chinese name. I
okay.
know him.
Okay, and then there's another soccer player.
Uh-huh.
I don't know him, so I can't even tell you what country he's from or anything. But I don't
All
know
Chinese
him.
version.
Yes, all Chinese version.
Made in China.
And so they've all like come together to create the ultimate Timu soccer team, like football team,
Alibaba soccer team.
Alibaba soccer team. And they're surprising Speed during his live stream, and the crowd is going crazy. And what's even crazier is I just know there was like one motherfucker in the crowd that genuinely was like, what the hell are these soccer players doing here? Like, they must have been mind blown because some of them, they look reminiscent. And so everybody's screaming. The fake soccer players, Alibaba soccer players, are signing things. I don't know if they're signing their name or if they're signing the soccer player's name. I don't know the legalities of that, but people are going absolutely insane. And then one of the fans comes up to Speed with a plush toy in his hand and he's begging like, please sign this for me. And the bodyguards all try to stop the fan, but Speed is ready. Speed goes up to this man and he starts getting up in his face, like chest to chest. And everyone's like, oh, he's about to start a fight. Like, it's about to be a fight, right? Which is a little crazy because I don't really peg Speed as someone who would get into fights. It looks like he's like ready to fight the guy. That's all part of the bit because afterwards he's like dramatically hugging him to the point where he's about to kiss him on the cheek. And the fan is like crying like, I love you so much. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, my brain has a hard time computing Speed's relationship with his viewers because sometimes he's like, I think ultimately he genuinely respects his viewers and he's mostly kind to them, but then sometimes he'll be like, can you stop yelling my name? And he'll just like walk away. And then sometimes he'll like pretend to want to fight one of them and then just like kiss them on the cheek. And I just feel like if I were a viewer and someone I parasocially watch on the internet is trying to fight me and then all of a sudden they kiss me on the cheek and then they disappear into the crowd with their bodyguards, that would keep me up at night. I'd be like, is this person in love with me? What's happening? And it is just becoming, every single day is escalating into more and more chaos. At one point, they're trying to get away from the mob that's forming, and he gets into one of those vans. He's with his managers and his bodyguard and a whole team of motorbikes. They just start rolling up next to the van, and I'm like, oh my God, what's about to happen? And it's like older Chinese guys, and I'm like, what's happening for real right now? Like, what's happening in Chongqing right now? And then Speed is like, what? Why do they keep following me? And they're like, open the window. Like, I gotta give you something. And they're like just driving on the highway. Speed opens the van door and they pass him envelopes. He takes it, closes the door. It's just cash. They just gave him red envelopes. And he's like, I am so confused. Why did these people give me cash? And people are just like, it is the Chinese way. And so he just like drives away with cash and he's in Chongqing now. And while he's in Chongqing, he meets a few other people that end up going viral. So the first person that he meets is his translator in Chongqing. So every city, he kind of has a different translator and there are fan favorites. This one is a fan favorite because he sounds exactly like Trump. Like, you know,
yes.
Lots of people impersonate Trump. I would say there's probably a handful where it's like, I would have to do a double take. If I heard that somewhere at my local grocery store, I would go, this is that guy.
Something special for you. Chongqing mala sauce and binchuling. Tremendous combination.
The way that he's translating, and people say it's also his look. I know if you're just listening to the audio, you can't see this, but I'm going to describe it for you. They say this man, this translator in China, he's a stand-up comedian that is very famous for his Trump impersonations in China.
Guys, you know where we are? We're in Chongqing, China. Look at this. We're literally in the sky. Look at this. It's so high.
He's Chinese. He's famous for his Trump impersonations in China. The way that his cadence is exactly like Trump, everything, even his hand motions, gestures. There is one point where Speed is just memorized by the way that he sounds exactly mesmerized by the way that he sounds exactly like Trump. Just, it's crazy. He even sings Super Idol, the Chinese song, in Trump's voice.
I gotta hear that.
Super Idol 的笑容多美丽的天，八月正午的阳光多美丽耀眼。
It's good.
Super Idol. I mean, I can't imagine what that sounds like.
Super Idol 的笑容多美丽的天。
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Is he not so good?
That's good.
Oh, also, you just saw what he looked like, right?
Yeah.
So lots of comments are saying,
I know what he looks like.
This is actually crazy. He hit the trifecta. He hit the trifecta of guys that do a lot in the world. Whatever that means to you, right? They just do a lot.
Yeah.
He got all three of them. Can you guess the three? They say he got a Kim Jong-un body, an Elon Musk face, and a Trump voice. They said it's actually crazy.
What do you mean?
It's kind of valid.
Oh my god, he sang the whole song? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. And
That's
so
good.
people are like, they say he does the hand motions the same. They say that his body is like Kim Jong-un. They say it's Kim Jong-Trump. They say, imagine if like Speed was actually just in North Korea right now, which is like a crazy comment.
Oh my god, imagine he does a North Korea thing.
Don't give him ideas.
That's crazy.
So when the night comes, Speed has this very eventful day in Chongqing, and he's just sitting on like the cable car, and he sees the entire city lit up. And I will say there are moments where a lot of Chinese netizens felt a lot of Chinese pride, because I think a lot of them are just used to their country. They're used to it. They're like used to China, right? Because they live in China and they're Chinese netizens. But there's this one moment where it just felt so pure. He's on a boat and he keeps, you just hear the audio because they had connected the live stream to the drone footage. And he's like, hurry, hurry, show them, like pan out, show the whole city, show the whole city. And they like zoom out and it's the whole fucking Chongqing city.
Wow.
And it's the
Lit
most
up.
insane view ever. It looks insane. So then after he meets Chinese Trump, he meets, what's up, homie? It's your bro, Tony.
No!
Wait, no. What's up, homie? My name's Tony.
No!
What is it?
What's up, homie? I'm Tony.
What's up, homie?
Wait, I feel like he changes it.
Yeah, no, I'm being gaslit. This is the what do you call it? The butterfly effect. No, not the butterfly effect. This is
Not interested. Now we are in the showroom of LC Sign Factory.
Tony from LED Signs. Does he have some very controversial TikToks? Yes. Did I know about those? No, I've only seen his non-controversial ones, like 4 of them. And then I was like, I'm never buying an LED sign. Why do I need to see these videos? But he's a very famous LED sign guy. And he just like makes very controversial
They literally
shit.
summon all the Chinese most famous influencers. They're like, come here. Where's Speed? Okay, you meet him right there. You meet him right there. You meet him right there. They all like fucking they drop them
Yes!
into like Speed's live stream. This is crazy.
Man, Big Tony in the chat. Big Tony in the chat.
And so, what's up, homie? I'm Tony. Gives him some LED signs for free. Some Ronaldo, some Speed LED signs. And Tony looks all nervy. It's cute. Tony looking very nervy. And the two of them, Chinese Trump and Tony Trump, have like a Trump off competition. Just like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, Tony does Trump too?
Yeah, but remember in some of his TikToks he does it?
China, China, China. If the USA is great again, then why did someone invented a USB?
Oh.
Yeah, so they have like a Trump off
Who's better?
competition. Chinese Trump is definitely better. Yeah, he's definitely better. And he's got the build. You know what I mean? Like he has embodied. He's like method acting sometimes, you know. It's not just the voice. It's about the
visuals too.
The visuals, yeah. Whereas like Tony is like, he's more what's up, homie, I'm Tony, right? And so they do that whole thing and Speed is just like enjoying them. It's like entertainers are being spawned for Tony at this, or not for Tony, for Speed at this point. And this is Chongqing.
W in the chat for Ryan.
W in the chat for Tony.
Well, you guys decide who's better, you know?
But Ryan got it, bro. I'm sorry.
And all of a sudden, they see a man wearing a red and green floral jacket.
Just
they saw
whistling.
this man. Wait, what?
Like, just like out of the crowd, no?
Did you just say whistling?
What is it?
Like wiggling?
Wiggling? Is it-
Wizarding? What do you? I don't even know.
I don't even know what I'm saying. Like,
And so Unc in Chongqing gives him another goose. He takes another bite. And then Unc just like disappears into the crowd. And then he's just kind of following Speed around. Later, he is caught on a motorcycle following Speed. And like when I say following Speed, it sounds creepy, but I think that was like the culture of the live streaming. Like everybody was following Speed. So it's not like I'm going to stalk him. It was part of the vibe. And Speed, every time he saw Unc, he got progressively more excited every single time he saw him because it was like, oh, you're not just like a random person giving me a roasted duck. Like you just be showing up everywhere and like, who are you? Are you my biggest fan? It was getting cute. Eventually, Unc does bring Speed a roasted pig. And I don't know if Speed doesn't eat pork. I don't know if it's religious beliefs. I don't know if he's allergic. I don't know if it's because just out of respect for his like maybe Muslim viewers, he doesn't eat pork, at least on live stream. He doesn't drink alcohol and he does not eat pork during live streams. So he does not accept the roasted pork or the roasted pig. And a lot of viewers in China started getting upset with Unk briefly. A lot of Speed's viewers, and they were like, well, you should have known that he's not eating pork, and then you gave him like an entire roasted pig. It was a lot. And so he made a formal apology, but it was like a very small thing. Like not many people were mad at him. Nobody really was like dogging on him, but it was like a brief little blip where he had to apologize. And the next time he sees Speed, he's apologizing. And like he's just following Speed every single day, day and night, sweating in his like little red and green foil jacket. And Speed is starting to look forward to Unk. It's gotten to the point where I think the bodyguards are looking for him in crowds because...
So I think like the first few times he showed up, it was just like a fan, right? And then after a couple times, people were like, is he like a stalker?
People thought that he was a clout chaser stalker and people were bringing Unk a lot of hate. And so people were trying to understand, what does he get out of following Speed from city to city? And so there were all these discussions of like, he is a crazy fan. He's a stalker. Like he's disgusting. He's trying to use Speed for clout. And so there were people that were very protective of Speed, but Speed was having a good time with Unk.
And then like every time he show up, but he only show up for like a few seconds. He's like, boom, here, eat this. And then he just disappears.
What's even crazier is I think the reason that people stopped feeling like Unk is a clout chaser is they noticed that he would show up for a few seconds and he never promoted his own handle. He never shouted out anything except his hometown.
He just shouted at a city.
Yeah, he's like, this is my city. This is our pride food of our city. Like, what does he get out of that? Literally nothing. So it's like, people were like, wait, he's not a clout chaser because he's not getting anything out of this. I mean, sometimes he would be live streaming himself, showing Speed the duck and stuff, but it was never that like, oh, guys, I'm going to find Speed again. So it was interesting. Then they get to Hong Kong. And Unk shows up again. So just to give you an idea, he saw them the first time in Chengdu, he saw them in Chongqing, and now in Hong Kong. And these cities are like not right next to each other from what I know. It's not like, oh, just a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
They're pretty far from each other. So then he goes to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong was like a really intense part of the stream because people, like, I don't know if it was like every day the stream amps up and people had a better idea of where he was going next. Hong Kong was like a flood of people. This was probably the most people surrounding Speed in any city so far. So it was like really hectic. I don't even know if the bodyguards were prepared. He really only had like 2 bodyguards. And so they're just navigating the sea of people in Hong Kong. And then Unk shows up.
How you keep coming? Chongqing, Zhongchang, Chicken.
So just to give you an idea, he saw them in Chengdu, Chongqing, and now Hong Kong.
And Unk is like this tiny man. Like he's like short. And he just like squeezing out of the crowd of the ocean of the people.
And he's just always holding like a bag of meat, like, please try this from my hometown, please. And so he passes the bodyguards again this time. And this was a moment where like Speed was having fun and then he's trying to leave before it gets really bad. Because like not like bad isn't bad, but just crowd management. Anytime a crowd gets too big, you kind of have to exit. At that point. Otherwise, it's just going to keep piling on. And it's probably not even safe for everybody else that's there. And so he's like, okay, like we got to get out of here as quickly as possible. And like that was the whole mission. Like you can see it on the stream. They're like, we got to go. And as he's walking away, Unk is like, I got something for you, Speed. And Speed stops and he's like, this is crazy. I met you in Chengdu, Chongqing, and now Hong Kong. Like, how do you keep finding me? Like, I already met you in 3 different cities. And he's like, what do you have now? And so he's like, he takes out a roasted chicken and he said, this time, chicken in my hometown flavor. And so he's like, okay, you win. I cannot say no to you. And so Speed grabs the roasted chicken and he's taking giant bites in front of the camera. And then he like puts his hand on Uncle's shoulder and he's like, he says the hometown,
Rongcheng.
He's like, Rongcheng chicken. And so Unk is so happy. And again, I think this is when all of his haters flew away. Because initially people are like, we still don't know what he wants from Speed. But then the fact that, again, he went through all of this, he hasn't even said his name.
Just to shout out your city, hometown
Yes.
city. That's like so wholesome.
Yeah, and he's like, this is my chicken. This is like our hometown chicken. And so people are like, wait, this is actually really cute. Like, he just wants to spread the flavor of his hometown chicken. And people thought it was even cuter because a lot of Chinese people in China that were watching these, they started ordering chicken from his hometown.
Yeah.
So he's actually making a difference in his hometown. And that's all he wanted. Like, he's not trying to get clout. So he's like, oh my God, I love that you love my chicken. And this was actually the cutest moment ever. This is like when the relationship starts forming. The crowd is going crazy. There is a bubble of bodyguards around Speed. And Unk is so nervous. He's like putting his things away and he's like trying to see what else he needs to give to Speed. And there's so much chaos. And he's like, you gotta pack up. Speed is like, you gotta pack up. And like there are very few times where Speed, I think, I don't want to say he breaks his character, but there's definitely a high energy of chaoticness when he's streaming. And then sometimes you see him be very serious. And like this was a moment where he's like, you gotta pack up. Like, we gotta go. I gotta go, but you gotta pack up. Because if Unk has his stuff on the floor and he's bending down and Speed walks away, the crowd could just like stampede him. So like Speed is standing there waiting for him to pack up. And he's like, I know, like it's so nice to meet you. I love you too, but like you gotta pack up.
Wow.
Like we gotta go. Like I really gotta go, but you, like we gotta wait for you to pack up.
Yeah.
And so it was like the first moment where it was really cute. Like it just felt like, oh, okay, they seem like they're having some sort of connection beyond the, hey, I saw you in 3 cities. It was like a very caring moment. And so this is like the part where fans are like, I ship him, make an edit.
Wait.
No, not really. Not really. But like you get the vibe. They were like, this is so cute. Like make an edit. This is adorable. So then finally he leaves. Unk is there. He leaves Unk and he gets on a boat in Hong Kong. And there's like random civilians on a boat. And he meets Anime Girl. That's what everyone calls her. She has the cutest voice that I've ever heard in the history of my life. And he just like randomly sits next to a girl. And then she just starts talking and he's like, what the is that voice? It sounds like an anime voice, literally. And she speaks English and she's like, you know, people didn't really like my voice. And so I used to get upset when I was a kid, but like, it's fine. And he's like, oh no, you have a nice voice. Like, don't listen to them.
Hold on, wait, go Super Saiyan again?
But some people don't like this voice.
Nah. You have a nice voice. Don't listen to the people. You have a nice voice.
大约正午的阳光，多美丽。
And they start, dare I say, if it was cute. It was cute interactions, but not cute as in I shipped them, but cute as in like, it was just so wholesome. It was so wholesome. And Speed is like, you know, people used to make fun of me too when I was a kid, but like you gotta be strong. You don't have to care about what other people think. People laugh at you. And like it again felt like he was just being so real. Like so chill. And so people loved this moment. And he finds out that it's actually her birthday, or like in a few days it's gonna be her birthday. And he whips out of his pocket like a small little Luffy figure.
Wow.
And he like looks at it, because I also think that Speed has this thing where I'm sure this happens often, where people sell stuff of his. Like they sold his hair that he ripped out. Like they ripped out, remember?
crazy.
They were like
Yeah.
hand-picked hair. You know, every time he signs something, he's like, okay, promise me you're not going to sell it. And so he's like looking at it and then he gives it to her. And then he's like, you know, because this is going to be your birthday and I want something for you to remember me by. And then she's like so cute. She takes it and she's like, I will always remember you. Like she's saying like, even without this, I would have always remembered you. And she's like genuinely loves it so much. And then she's with her mom. So she's like talking to her mom in Chinese and she's like, give me my bag. And she starts going through her bag, like very stressed. She looks so stressed, right? And then like I was showing Tiffany because I'm like, there's no subtitles for when she speaks Chinese. And she was just like really stressed out because she had nothing to give Speed. And in Chinese culture, it's like you never want to just receive a gift. And so then eventually she's like, I don't have anything to give you.
Wow.
And they were like just so comfortable. They felt like friends for a really long time. It was really cute. It was so cute. And so people said this was like one of the best parts. This and Unk were such genuine moments of like, Especially this girl because she barely knows speed.
Yeah.
And
Because
so
it
she's
seems
very
like everybody's like screaming when they see
Yeah.
him. Like, ah!
Yeah, and she was
Yeah.
just having like very cute little wholesome conversations with him, and she seemed so genuine, and she was so touched by the gift. And then he was like, he honestly didn't even think that she knew Luffy. And she's like, I know Luffy. And then she was like saying something in Chinese. I think it was like Luffy's tagline or something. And it's like such a cute little moment. Ah! I'm gonna die.
Happy birthday. Keep that.
So cute.
That's Luffy.
I know.
People were saying the interactions with her were like the best 22 minutes of the entire 9-hour and 30-minute stream.
Wow.
People were saying it is insane. They even created little animes about it. People drew animes.
Like little
Yes, and
manga.
it's Speed falling asleep on the boat, and he's dreaming about having a conversation with the girl. And then someone next to him is like, "Wake up, Speed! It's time to go."
Oh.
So it's like imaginary, you know, like it's really cute. It was so cute. So then the next day they arrive in Shenzhen. Shenzhen is like SF. It's like the tech city.
Yeah.
Everything is tech. And this is where some people were upset. Some people said it felt like a promotion for Chinese technology. Other people said, you know what? It could be, but it's still cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, Shenzhen is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I've never been, but they will have a product idea, and by the afternoon, it's already made.
that's crazy.
Because there's that many fucking engineers, and people are so efficient there. Their departments all connected. Every fucking building, you can walk through the buildings. They're like, if I need designing, I go to that building. And I'm not saying like tiny building. I'm saying giant blocks. And they can just like walk between them. And then just like by the afternoon, you have an idea, prototypes already made. And then boom,
Oh, that's
in 2
crazy.
days, it's already on the belt.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's insane.
it's crazy because when he is going through the city, I've never seen stuff like this because recently I was amazed by the tech in the US and I was like, that's cool. I can have a screen inside of my eyeglasses. That's super cool. And then he's doing a dance off with a robot, and the robot is like breakdancing, and this is like just bare minimum, okay? The robot's breakdancing. I will say, to be fair, is the robot the best robot in the world? I don't know, because mid-dancing competition, it does a backflip and it just decapitates itself. Like it just stands back up.
Classic.
No head. Classic. No head. Decapitated. And so he's like, what the f? That's crazy.
All right, guys, this is the most advanced robot in China. Let's go. You just did a flip. Trying to fight? You don't. What you trying to do? What you? Oh! Knock him out!
And then next, Speed gets into a car and they're like, don't worry. We're going to drive through the lake. And he's like, what do you mean, don't worry? And they're like, it's a car, but it's also kind of a boat. And he's like,
What the
he's like, no, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this right now. He gets so stressed out the entire time they're passing the lake. He's got his head out of the rooftop and he's like, I'm ready to leave at any moment. If this sinks, I'm not dying in this freaking car.
I know this wasn't a good idea, bro. Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, I'm done. I'm done.
He's like, I'm so scared. And they're deep in the water. They drive out. He like,
on top of the water, right?
no, it's in the water, on top of the water. It's like everywhere. It's
What?
all up in the water and it's not sinking. It's not a boat. It's like driving through the water.
Wait, is it on top of it? Is it floating or is it a
It's not-
submarine?
It's submarine. But it's
What
not
do you
like
mean it's a
fully
submarine?
submerged. It's like half submerged.
Oh, it's a boat. Like, it's on top of the water. Like, you're not going to be fully on top of the water, but on a boat, you know, there's a little bit of part under the water, but mostly it's on top of the water.
Yeah. But when they open the car doors, it's like water spilling out. And so I was like, is that supposed to happen? I don't know. I'm not going to be the one to
Are
comment.
they supposed to be all dripping wet?
Are they supposed to be like doing CPR right now? Because No, I'm just kidding. They're all fine. And so Speed is like, that was crazy. I will say it wasn't like, hey, I'm just taking a car and driving it through the water. It was a pretty lengthy drive of water. It was like a pretty deep, lengthy drive of water to the point where I was like, no, this car was meant to do this. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. And so they get through the water and he's like, this is insane. And then he is told that he will be the first public figure, one of the first streamers to ride a flying car. A E-Hung EH216-S.
Damn. Prototype.
Yeah, prototype.
Probably.
Please sign this 50-page waiver. Ignore the bold font that says you might die. Okay? So he probably signs a bunch of waivers.
And Speed say, bet.
You bet.
It's a vertical takeoff, which means dunk. And it's fully electric. Dunk. And it's a flying car, but it's kind of like a helicopter. I don't
like
know
a
how
drone.
it's a car. It's like a giant drone. It's a helicopter. I don't know how it works, but they've had over 60,000 flights with 0 crashes reported. Now, keyword reported. That's always, when I be reading studies, I'm like, reported. I gotcha. There have been 59,000 crashes. None reported. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's safe. 60,000 flights, 0 crashes reported. It can be 2 people, but for his test, it was just going to be him. And this flying car is probably valued at like $400,000, which is insane. But also Speed's Lamborghini that does not fly is probably like $250,000. There's cars that are like $400,000 and they don't fly. So he's very excited, very nervous. He's flying solo. It's autopilot.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Peace out.
All the chat, just rip.
Oh my God. God, please. God, I know I do so much crazy shit. But just please, just one time, just
Rip.
Nice to know you, Rip.
Damn.
Rip in the chat, you know, good to know you. That was fun while it lasted. And so Speed reading the chat starts freaking out a little bit. And he gets in the car and it's vertical takeoff.
oh my God, it's going. Oh, hell no.
It was a very short trip, lasted around 3 minutes. The full time, the entirety, Speed is scream crying like a baby. Do I blame him? No. But he is visibly panicking. And then once he lands, he thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I'm the first person to drive the flying car.
Once he is back to safety, he said it was the most terrifying and amazing experience that he's ever had in his lifetime. He said he is the first person to drive a flying car by himself. I don't think that's correct, but that's okay. I think it's like first public figure, but whatever. And so as they're leaving the flying car location, one of the bodyguards goes, "The duck guy is here." The duck guy.
Duck guy.
Oh, Speed is like, no fucking way.
Is he excited?
Where? Yeah. And then he's like, you came to this city too? This is the 4th city. He's like, what'd you bring me this time? And he's like full on hugging Unc this time.
Where the chicken at?
And he's like pulling out porcelain, a folding fan. He's giving, and he's like, drink. And he brought drinks for all the team members. And Speed's like, I don't even know your name. What's your name? And he says, my name is Janga.
What's your name? My name is Zhongcheng Jiangge.
So Jiang is his first name. Ge means big brother. And it's like, usually you say that when you're very close to someone. So it's showing like he feels close to Speed. So it's like a good thing, right? And so Speed is like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna call you Unc.
Zhongcheng Jiangge.
Uncle So. I'm gonna call you Uncle So.
So he's like, Chad, do I bring Unc in the car?
Chat, should we bring him in the car? Hey, Unc, you trying to come with us, Unc?
Okay.
Dang.
And then they're like, we love Unc. They're like, yes. He has been hunting down Speed for 11 days through like 5 different cities. Put Unc in the car. He deserves to be in that car. So he brings Unc in the car, and the whole car ride, Unc is like bringing out food from his hometown. He's feeding the whole car.
Where does he get this food from? My boy, Unc, bro. What else is you looking for, Unc? You got a treasure map? Bro, you got a 3-dimensional portal in that shit. You got like infinity space in that bag. If he comes all the way to America, bro, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
And he's like, I just want the world to know about my hometown. That's it. He's just bringing more food. And to the point where Speed is like, chill, like you're good. We're good. You don't need to keep doing so much. Like just relax.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's no lyrics, ain't it? It's straight B.
I can break away.
Turn up, chat.
Turn up, chat.
They have a cute little day. Unk is part of the day. And then Unk is like, I don't think you're going to make it to the next city. It's really far away. But it's Changsha.
Changsha, Speed saying that?
Yeah, he's like, it's real far.
Yeah.
And so at this point, they've already seen the nighttime views together. They saw a drone light show together. And everyone's like, make the edit. Ship them.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Because Speed's fans are trolls. And so it's like the cutest little thing. And they have this little... Honestly, it was like a date. It was like a date. That was the highlight of that stream. It felt like the best date ever.
You big one. Green apple when it
And so Speed is like, bye, Unk. I gotta go. I gotta meet another person on my bingo card. Wow, Key.
Oh.
Rainbow Sunshine White Pony singer. So he goes to Changsha. And this was, he didn't think Unk would show up, but Unk showed up. And at this point, I'm like, bro, just put him in the tour van. Just put him in however you're transporting each other because y'all are going to the same place.
Yes.
Okay. And the bodyguard spots Unk too again the first time. And he's like, Uncle Goose is here.
I miss you.
But he's like, Unk, come. And Unk is like, I missed you so much. I missed you so much. He's talking to Speed. Speed is taking a bite of his goose and they're giving each other hugs. And like Unk, throughout the rest of the day, it wasn't even a question. Speed wasn't like, chat, what do I do about Unk? Unk's just part of the group. Speed's just like, okay, so where are we going next? And Unk is just there and they're hanging out. And Unk becomes the caretaker. It's so cute. There's one point where Unk gets into the car and they're all soaking with sweat because it's hot. They've been running from crowds. And the first thing he does is like, and he's like a middle-aged man. He's like, oh my God, oh my God. And he grabs tissues from his little fanny pack and he wipes Speed's face to wipe the sweat off because Speed is live streaming, you know?
Yeah.
So he wipes it and then he uses the same napkin to wipe his sweat off.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my God. And it's so cute. In a lot of pictures, when fans are taking pictures with Speed, you just see Unk in the back, just like giggling with the bodyguards. Like he's part of the crew. He's part of the team. And everyone's so cute. He'll like even punch one of the big bodyguards in the chest with his fist and then he breaks a finger, you know? You get the vibe, okay? It's like that cute. They even go to the supermarket to buy ice cream and Unk pays for everyone. And Unk doesn't have money. We're going to get to it. But Unk doesn't have money. But he's like taking care of everyone. And even Speed is like, come on, Unk. Like, you don't pay when you're with me. But like, thank you. But like, don't pay.
You paid Unk? No. You don't pay when you with me, bro.
And he will always offer water to Speed and the rest of the group. He just... people are saying there's just no way for Unk to even fake this type of care. Like the type of care he had for Speed was genuine fatherly care. And Unk is a little bit older and Speed is 20. And Unk is just very obsessed with showing off the pride of his hometown and then just like taking care of everyone around him. That's his vibe. So to everyone around the world, no one saw him as a clout chaser anymore. In fact, if anyone said anything negative about Unk, the comments are going after them. Yeah. Everyone is obsessed with Unk. And if they would go somewhere new and if Unk isn't there, Speed and the whole chat is asking, where's Unk? Where's Unk at? Like the chat got invested. Yeah. People were saying like literally the best part of the China streams was when Unk joined. Yeah, it was really cute. But that day in that city, finally, it's the time that Speed came to China for, the climactic moment where he gets to meet the singer-songwriter of Sunshine Rainbow White Pony, Wow Ki Zhang, in person. However, people hated it. Everyone hated it. American netizens hated it. Chinese netizens hated it. Yeah. In fact, Chinese netizens said, cancel him.
Cancel him. Damn.
No, not the celebrities, but the TV network that put this together.
Oh, Mango TV?
Yes. So Mango TV, crazy. The same TV that we're going to talk a lot about Mango TV in a second. Just you wait. They've got another crazy show. They do some unhinged. But Mango TV is massive.
Massive.
And they are the ones that were like, oh, an American live streamer that's, what's his numbers? he's huge. I don't know nothing about him, but let's do a collab. That was the vibe that Chinese netizens got from Mango TV, and they were so upset because so far it seemed like everybody was really well integrated. Like from Jackson Wang to What's Up Homie, I'm Tony. It just felt like everyone it all meshed. Like the synergy was there.
See, that's the thing, right?
Yes.
This is like internet. This is very much like the culture is now. The internet,
Yes.
like Gen Z. This is how people like literally you bring two Chinese Gen Z and then American Gen Z. This is how we interact through like memes and jokes and this and that. And
like,
it's created such a good energy.
Even when it's like, okay, clearly lots of planning went into this.
Yeah.
Clearly, Speed doesn't just show up to a random gym in Shanghai and Jackson Wang is just playing basketball. Like clearly that didn't just happen. But though it's like the energy. Like even at the end, Jackson Wang is like, okay, bye. Like he's just like, it's like he met a friend and then he's like, okay, I'll see you later. Bye. I gotta go. Right? It's not like this weird production of like, it was so nice to meet you. Like it was just chill. But then this Mango TV was like, okay,
this is like mainstream.
Yeah, this is like a legacy media vibe. And they're like, hey, so Speed, you're gonna live stream and you're gonna come up on stage on our live TV programming, mainstream media, and you're gonna meet Wow Key. And you guys are gonna sing Rainbow Sunshine White Pony with a bunch of other celebrities. So Speed is like, he goes through, I don't know if he went through hair and makeup, it looked like it. And then they like drag him on stage, basically a human billboard. They like put him in his own shirt. I think it says on the billboard, it was like, I show Speed, Mango TV VIP. Like it was just like a lot. It was a lot. It just did not mix with the live streaming vibe. And then he gets up there and they sing Sunshine Rainbow White Pony, and every single celebrity does not sing the chorus, which is the Chinese word that Speed, makes a joke out of for sounding like the N-word in America, right? Actually, a lot of people took problem with that because people were saying the whole point of it, like the whole point of the joke is that it's a legitimate Chinese word. Like this song existed before Speed was famous. Like this is like the whole point is like a blending of two cultures and like we can all poke fun at each other and it's like a fun time. But then when they didn't sing the chorus, it became like very PR, like we have to take the right steps to make sure nothing goes wrong. And it just didn't feel natural. And so actually a lot of Chinese netizens and American netizens were like, that was disappointing. That was weird. Like, why didn't they?
Awkward.
Especially because it's like, now you made it weird because it actually is a Chinese word.
Yeah.
Like, now it got weird. And I think even Speed was like, okay, y'all, like, that was a joke. I don't know why you guys are being weird. He's the only one singing the chorus and he's like looking around. And so after that whole show meeting, they're gonna head to the next filming location where I believe Mango TV is also filming. So it's like Speed is live streaming, Mango TV is filming, and they get into this massive celebrity van and there's a bunch of celebrities. And this whole thing is being done primarily through Mango TV. So Speed's bodyguards are not front and center. So they're not even in the celebrity van with Speed. I think they're in the car behind. So they're like in the vicinity. When they get to the restaurant, they're going to be there. But it's not like Speed's previous live streams where they're right next to him. They're all in the car together. And so he's looking around in the van. He's sitting next to Wow Key. There's other Chinese celebrities. And he's like, where's Unc?
Where did Unc go? Hey, is Uncle meet us at the next location already? He disappeared?
Disappear.
Oh, he left?
And this is like in the midst of everyone just talking about everything else. And then he goes, where's Unc?
Yeah, he's like, where's Unc? Where's Unc? And the producers literally kicked Unc out of the van. They're like, you can't get on the van. Like, go find your own space. Like, we don't have space for you. And they were pretty mean about it, apparently. And Speed is just like, where's Unc? And it seemed like everyone got weird.
Literally in the car, the celebrities are all talking about Unc because they say Unc and they were like, oh yeah, I saw him in Chinese. Like, oh, he was right there. He trying to get on. He followed everywhere. I saw the string. He was there with him all day. And then they're all like, oh, Unc is tired. And they turn around and be like, Unc is tired. Unc went home.
Yeah, so they tell Speed, Unc is tired and he went home to rest. And Speed looks genuinely disappointed because he's like, what do you mean he just disappeared? And they're like, he's tired. He had to leave early for something. Like, he has to go rest. And he just for like the next 3 minutes, he just looks bored. He's like, well, if Unc's not here. And he's like, I don't even know how to relate to these people. Honestly, that was the vibe it gave. And I don't think anything's wrong with the people in the van with him, but it's just very different worlds. Like, these are very polished, PR-trained celebrities, talented, probably incredible people, but it was just not the world that Speed is in, and I don't think he wants to be a part of that world. Like, he just didn't look into it. He looked bored. And Wowkey is actually next to him, and he was like, I actually think he's behind us. He's behind us. And so Speed looks out the window, and Unc is just chasing the van like crazy on foot. And a lot of people online were so pissed off, like so pissed off. And I will say, Chinese netizens were so pissed off. Like, American netizens, they were like, God, I can't believe they would leave Unc. Chinese netizens were ready to go to war. They were fucking canceling Mango TV. They were like, no, not my Unc. They were like saying, this is insane. This is such a true moment. Celebrities are sitting in an air-conditioned van, giggling and laughing, acting all high and mighty. And Unc is just running after the car and they don't care. Like, people were mad. Chinese netizens were even mad at the celebrities. Like, people were pissed. And they were also saying it felt like Mango TV only cared about Speed's stats, like his numbers, and they don't even know Speed. Like, they didn't even care to research him. They didn't even care to try to cater to his style or to his audience. Like, it just felt fake. So people were really mad about all of this. Like, just so mad.
Damn.
And, Mango TV asked Speed where he wanted to live in China. And they were like, oh, in Changsha, which is the city. And Speed just goes, Chongqing. And everyone just goes silent. I don't know why.
Chongqing. Nightlife.
Damn.
Like, is that a thing? Like, you can't, like, damn, okay? And so Chinese netizens were like, God damn, okay, like, I didn't know we had to all live in one city where Mango TV resides. Like, holy cow. Like, what? So during the whole car ride, a lot of Chinese netizens were also really annoyed. I will say, Chinese netizens were probably the hardest on all the Chinese guests, which makes sense because, I mean, I think that happens all the time. It's like, you don't want people to get the wrong impression of Chinese people or even China. And these are people that are indirectly representing the entire country or the entire demographic of people. So, like, obviously, they don't want anything to go awry. And they were just saying it's cringe. Like, it just felt like a lot of the Chinese celebrities kept saying the word that on purpose.
什么每一站都会拿着特殊的那个有特点的美食，然后给他来。这是那个穿那个花棉袄的。是的，是的。哦，我看见那个人了，很可爱。我刚才看见他了。刚刚来我们演播厅了。哦，刚刚来我们演播厅，还以为他是人们的那个没上台的那个演员呢啊，真不错。来。
Like, a lot of Chinese netizens, I mean, I wouldn't know because all I know is that is used often as a filler word. But some Chinese netizens were like, if you watch these celebrities, they practice not using filler words. They're PR trained, they're media trained. They speak without, using filler words like a lot of normal people. Their cadence is usually really sharp, but it seems like they're trying to use it.
Whoa, that would be crazy.
Not to insult, but I think it's like, oh, let's make viral moments vibe. They're not trying to be racist.
Right.
That was not the accusation by Chinese netizens. The accusation is like, they're like cringy trying to make a moment.
Right.
Trying to make like a viral moment. That was what Chinese netizens are saying. I don't understand Chinese, so I couldn't tell you if it sounded natural or not. But I didn't see a lot of American netizens pointing it out.
Wow.
So Chinese netizens were getting annoyed.
Yeah, I gotta watch that clip again.
So Chinese netizens were like, they're not mad, but they're just like, it just, on top of everything already, it just makes us annoyed. That's what they were feeling like. Ugh. So then they arrive at this new place for dinner and the whole chat is blowing up Speed. Like, where's Unc? Where's Unc? And he's like, chat, like, Unc is taking a rest apparently. So apparently he got into another car and I think he said that he was going to rest or something like that.
Yeah, Unc is taking a rest.
And they're walking through this town together and Speed just looks uncomfortable. The other celebrities, they're just not, they're like, again, from two different worlds. And so he just feels unnatural.
Yeah.
And so he's just live streaming. He's just like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden, Unc shows up and Speed is back. Speed is back. He's like, you know what? I love Unc. I'm happy. And he just seems so genuinely happy and relieved that Unc is back. And so they all sit down for dinner. Everyone else They're like talking about the performance of the show. Like they're talking about the show a lot. Unc only cares about what Speed is eating. He's not talking about the TV numbers. He's not talking about live stream numbers. He's just telling Speed which dishes are spicy. And he's like, oh, I know you don't eat seafood, so like don't eat those. And then he's even helped serving food to Speed's team members that are not directly sitting near them. So it's like harder for them to get food. And he's just like, and someone at one point tries to pass Speed a glass of alcohol and Unc is like, oh no, like he doesn't drink that. Like stop trying to push that. He doesn't
That's
drink.
crazy.
And so it felt so wholesome because all of the celebrities, yeah, there is a language barrier, but same with Unc, but it just didn't seem like they genuinely care for Speed as a person. I think a lot of it is like industry professionals, you know? I'm intrigued by your industry. I'm intrigued by you as a celebrity. But Unc is like, hey, I care about you as a human, so don't eat that because you're going to on the toilet because that's spicy. Like, it was just very genuine. It was really good. And it was really cute. And even Speed, it started going both ways. So at first, it's like mainly Unc taking care of Speed. And then Speed would eat something. And then he'll tap Unc on the shoulder. And then he'll be like, try that one. That one's good. Try that one.
Aww.
Because like he just ate that one. And then he's like, oh yeah, that one's good. And so people started, Chinese netizens, trending list. Mango TV cringe. Like in Chinese, yeah. Yeah. And so people are like, it was just gross. They did not like it at all. It was people, they were roasting it. They said they ruined the entire live stream. Like, this is the live stream that Speed had been waiting for to meet Wowkey, and Mango TV ruins all of them. Like, all of it. But it still was cute, I think. I think most of it was cute because of Unc. And then, this is the first major cancellation. During the trip to Changsha, there is a man named the Green Goblin. Chinese netizens have ripped the Green Goblin to shreds. Green Goblin is the co-founder of this 80s themed restaurant. And Speed goes to this restaurant during his stream. The restaurant owner, co-founder, Green Goblin, shows up, showing Speed throughout the place. Side note, he's called the Green Goblin because netizens say he looks like a freaking elf. That's not me saying that. And he wears green. So they're like, what are you, Santa's elf? Okay. That's Chinese netizens, and they're getting upset. And while Unc is sitting next to Speed, Green Goblin comes up, and you just know some people have a smile where it's like, yikes, you're not really smiling, are you? And so Green Goblin is smiling, and this is his chance to make sure that everyone around the world knows his restaurant. So he's very upset. And so he's looking at Unc, and he's like, get up.
I'm boss. Yes. 我们都是做餐饮的，我们希望我们是朋友，但是我们可以在床上互相尊重。OK， 你可以起来一下，我要介绍一下啊，不然我明天就去重庆。
In Chinese, right?
Yeah, he's like in Chinese. So Speed doesn't understand. Most of his live chat doesn't understand because a lot of his viewers are still American, right? There's Chinese netizens, but he's like in Chinese. Get up. Get up. I'm the boss. Yeah. So this is the restaurant business, and get up. I want to introduce myself.
because the Green Goblin want to take the Unc seat.
Yes, and
which is front and center.
Right next to Speed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Unc is just like looking at him like, am I supposed to get up? Because I also don't want this threatening Green Goblin to be sitting next to Speed because like, geez. And then he's like, if you don't get up, I'm going to go to your city and I'm going to find you. Damn. And that's like a straight up threat.
Yeah.
It's a threat.
Yeah.
And so Unc just gets up and he just like stands on the side. And all the comments, okay, American netizens were like, who is this random guy? Some Chinese Americans were like, hey, this is what he said. This is like translated. And everyone was like, oh my God, L in the chat, L for green guy, L for Green Goblin. Like people were like, don't ever treat Unc like that. Mm-hmm. Chinese netizens took it a step further. They were like, okay, assemble. They went onto his website. They went onto his restaurant reviews. They were like canceling. His picture was plastered everywhere. Chinese netizens were like, done. Your life is over. Okay, like, what the hell was that? They were so mad. And at one point, Speed turns around. It's not Unc, it's Green Goblin. And he looks confused. So he quickly finishes his food. And later, he didn't even know what happened. Later, when he goes back to the US, he's told by Chinese viewers, this is what that Green Goblin said to Unc. And he was like, Bro, that moment was so weird because I'm like sitting there and I'm eating next to Unc and I turn over and I'm like, where the fuck did Unc go? Bro, whole time that bro told him to move. Like, that was a weird moment. So he didn't even know Unc got threatened.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dang.
Later, they stand up and they're like dancing, and Unc is standing next to Speed. At one point, the Green Goblin keeps trying to like take Unc's spot.
Like elbowing him?
Yeah, and Speed notices, and I think he's getting upset, so he just like shoves Green Goblin and like holds Unc closer. And he's like, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Speed was like over it. So that is how that restaurant started trending online in China, and everybody has canceled the Green Goblin. He had to resign from being the co-founder.
Dang.
And normally I don't like...
Honestly, like people get canceled for way less nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think sometimes like to mess with someone's livelihood is rough, especially when they're like,
But no, you can tell that person is like a
No, that person is a menace.
yeah, like the
they
way-
do. I'm scared.
Yeah, the way they talk and the way they're not.
It was not a moment where it's like open for interpretation of like, I don't know, right? This was straight up like, this is a horrendous person and he got canceled online for it. And Unc later said he doesn't really want an apology from Green Goblin. He doesn't want people to hate Green Goblin either. He was just saying it was a weird, tense moment and he just wanted to get up so not to cause any problems. And he said, I mean, as long as I could promote my hometown in the stream too, it didn't really matter where I sit.
W Unc.
And he genuinely cares for Speed. It's not even just like, hey, I just want to promote my hometown. He like genuinely cares for Speed. And in China, Speed said to Unc, you're my Chinese uncle. Like, you gotta visit in the US. And he was like, I promise to cover all your costs.
Oh.
Unc, I met you on the way, on a journey. I gotta bring you to America. You come USA.
That's cute.
Yeah, and then even when he went back to America, Speed was like, don't worry, guys. One day I'm gonna bring Unc here. And you guys know I keep my promises. So,
Dang.
it's really cute. It's really cute.
3, 2, 1. Jinping!
And fans saw him. Fans saw Speed walking through the airport in China. And this is the day that he's leaving China. So he said bye to Unc and everything. And the only thing he's carrying in his hand is like a framed photo from Unc of the two of them.
Dang.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
crazy.
cute. And I love them together. And like anytime he sees edits of him and Unc, he's like, bruh, I miss my uncle. And like he's saying like, I promise you guys, I'm gonna bring Unc back to America. Like, and I don't break promises. He's saying, I just love Unc.
Like, it was dead ass genuine. He kept finding us. Like, he was pulling up with his local traditional food. Like, chat, Unc is the GOAT. And chat, I'm proud of chat, I'm gonna bring Unc to America, y'all. I'm gonna bring Unc to America and he gonna make me some dishes. Like, chat, like, bro, I promise y'all, I'm gonna bring Unc to America. I don't break promises.
And just to give you a little bit of background, he's a 49-year-old man. And I believe online he goes by Rong Chang's Roasted Goose brother. But people started trying to dig up dirt on him. Because, that's what people do. The excavation team comes in. They said, hey, you're a nice person on the internet. Dig a grave. Let's dig a grave and then dig another one. Let's see what's wrong with this motherfucker. And here's what they dug up. He regularly visits and cares for elderly people in nursing homes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Last year, he actually jumped into a body of water to save a kid who was drowning.
Wow.
Yes. He also does wildfire rescue. So he volunteers in the wildfire rescue team.
Wow.
He donates supplies to healthcare workers during the pandemic. He helped raise funds in the 2023 floods and the 2025 earthquake. Also, he's very poor. And he gives every penny that he has for helping farmers and small businesses. He works as an influencer where he literally just promotes businesses, small businesses, like mom and pop businesses that might close down tomorrow from his hometown. And he'll even, if their businesses aren't doing well, he will promote them through videos, but he will also go and physically help them with labor.
Wow.
He helps elderly people sell their sugarcane undoing because, they're like elderly farmers and they don't know how to sell undoing. So he sets it up for them. And he's actually really well known in the area by even the local officials because he does a lot of charity work. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Unc.
Yeah.
Come on.
And he just like mainly shares all of his hometown snacks.
Oh my god, what the fork?
Yeah, and to the point where even Speed was very moved and he said roasted goose is a famous local delicacy in Rongchang. And I was like, my man. And he tries to pay for his own travel. He tries to buy delicious food to meet Speed, and to make it easier, he usually stays like near the bus, like sometimes at the bus station, sometimes at a really cheap motel near the bus station.
I heard like he wasn't doing financially well at all. Like he has no money.
He was broke, yeah.
So he like bet everything on this trip, right?
Yeah.
He was like trying to follow Speed
Yeah.
just to get some like eyeballs.
He was staying at friends' houses, and it was just like a lot. And, you know, a lot of people in Chinese mainstream media were like, why did you follow him around? Was it to get attention? He was like, yeah, sure, maybe some attention, but honestly, mainly for my hometown. And it worked, because after this, Chinese netizens, they started ordering like mass amounts of goose, fruit, veggies from that local area to be shipped, like just across the nation. It got to the point where the town officials, they decided to reward him for his efforts in making his hometown known globally. So they made him the title of Chief Promoter of Rongchang Roasted Goose. And they also gave him $13,700. And so he got a hero's welcome when he went back to his hometown. It was so cute. The roasted goose that he was selling, some of the store's sales increased by 1,000%.
Damn.
1,000%. Is that not crazy? He also got he got granted I think $140,000 credit to kickstart his own business whenever he wants by a local bank, like a local agricultural bank. And so he's just like an icon. I love Unc. Unc made this live stream incredible. I don't know what else to say. Like, he's got to bring Unc to America. Come on, Unc.
Or we gotta go see Unc.
We gotta go try the roasted goose. He's like, I don't know who this girl is. But
you take a bite.
Yeah, just take a bite, lady.
Dun, dun. Sorry.
It's okay. That's it for today's video. What are your thoughts? Have you guys seen any of his live streams in China? Have you been watching his live stream in America on the America tour? Because I'm like, what's going on in America? On the tour, I mean, right? I don't know what's going on in America. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.